What is up, YouTube? KM888 here, and once more I'm here with a deck profile from my Pendulum Magician deck. Now, as you might have seen on my channel, my previous video was a tournament report from YCS Ghent, and basically I'm here with the deck profile. Now, the thing is, this isn't the exact list that I've used in Ghent. A couple of changes already. I made the deck a lot better, of course. Only making it better, of course. And the actual list that I used in Ghent is down in a link in the description and also on my Facebook channel. So if you want, you can see it at both places there. But I thought it'd be like kind of weird to do a deck profile from an outdated list already. So yeah, here I am, and I'm doing this deck profile right now. As per usual, I'm going to glance over like the most common cards and I'll just explain briefly, but like some of the choices I will explain more. So yeah, you'll see it when I get there, of course. So first things first, the main deck. 3 chronograph with a brick staple. Sometimes these days you actually search for the time gazer because with it, if you normal summon it, they cannot ghost ogre your servant, so that's at least good. For the magicians, I'm running a smaller package of calls these days. 2 harmonizing is enough. I'm playing Desire, so I have to run 2, I feel. 2 purple poison. It's way better than Black Fang. I'm not running Black Fang at all. Purple poison is just great and is the only thing you need. 1 Oath Dragon and 1 Dragon Pit. If you can, like, these are your 2 standard choices for the Pendulum call, because well, this is recurrence for your cards and this is trouble for your opponent, so that's always great. But yeah, that's all the magicians that I'm running with the chronograph package, of course. Then for the spell counter engine, I'm playing Triple Servant of Endymion. Like, card is busted. I really hope that they give this a super printing in OTS 12. We'll see about that. 1 Endymion, Mighty Master of Magic. Card's just bunkers, but you don't need it at more than 1, so yeah. And then, like, for a bit bigger, I guess, Mythical Beast engine. I'm really liking the Mythical Beast right now because you really need the Jackal King. It's the top card. Everybody is playing Nibiru either in the main or in the side, so yeah, Jackal King is there as an answer. Triple Mythical Beast Master Cerberus. The card is just nuts. I facilitated many OTKs just by having this, and the fact that it's such a bad card against Ash Blossom, like, I played YCS Ghent, it were 11 rounds, I only got Ashed on this once where it troubled me, so yeah, not really a big problem even. You just go for it, it's really good, and most of the time it won't even bother you if they Ash it and you just go through it, so yeah. 1 Mythical Beast Garuda. This card is just bunkers. Back row removal is one thing, but if you're going first and you have multiple starters, what I often do is like Cerberus, Surge, Garuda, and if you make your board, you have a lot of counters on the Jackal King. So as soon as they summon something that you don't like, you can just Garuda it back to their hand with his hand trap ability. So you're actually and factually searching for hand traps. I did that, I think, 4 or 5 times during the entire tournament, so it does actually come up if you're playing the deck correctly. But yeah, that's basically it for the spell counter aspect of the deck. I'm not running like a big Endymion engine, I'm feeling, but this is definitely great for a Pendulum Magician build. So yeah. And then for the Guard Dragon engine, triple Darkworm. I'm really back to the 3 Darkworm because, well, simple fact, Darkworm plus Pendulum Call is Exodia in Pendulum, so why not run that? 1 Gate 0. You don't need more. You can run more if you like the second one, but most of the times you really don't want to see it in your opening hand, so yeah. And then for other cards, of course, the Aether and the Destrudo. Aether is like 100% the correct choice as an heretic target. This card alone has, like, I think it banished about 30 monsters maybe during 11 rounds. The card is nuts. You can just summon it, banish something, and then Pendulum summon it again, banish something else. Go from there. It's even going second, you can summon this of the LP so instead of the Destrudo, because, well, who wants to make a Draxter going second unless you're going to try and pierce? The Aether is just way better in general because you can just banish and then go further along. Yeah, it's such a great card. So yeah, that's it for the Guard Dragon engine. I'm not playing anything else. In my list from YCS Ghent, I was also playing one Luster. It actually never came up. I have my going first combo where I do Ignister and summon the Luster from deck. That shit just never came up at all, so I just got it out. It's more consistent this way, so yeah. For spells, double Duelist Alliance and double Pendulum Call. Without Luster, like this, I feel this is standard. When I was playing Luster in Ghent, I was playing 3 Duelist Alliance just to have another, because I had another target for the Duelist Alliance. But yeah, now I don't feel it's necessary. Like just going 2-2 is amazing. With the Desire is actually fine. So yeah. Then double Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial. You really don't care for the 3rd Dragon Shrine. You just want to play a little bit less cards maybe and make the deck more consistent in general. And I really do find that if you're playing these 3 and 3 Darkworm, it's really enough to see your Guard Dragon engine. If you're still missing it, you can just search it out with the Electromite and go from there. I'm pretty sure you're going to have at least something to either protect the Electromite at that point, because how much bad luck can you get, right? So yeah, there's these 7. Then 3 Spell Power Mastery. The card is just bunker, searching out Servant every time. And if you already have Servant, you can just go for another Servant or the Master of Magic. The card is just the nuts. The one of Terraforming to search double Secret Village of the Spellcasters. As I said before, in Ghent I was running 3 Duelist Alliance. I cut the 3rd Duelist Alliance to add in the Terraforming. Secret Village was just way too good of a card during the entirety of the YCS, and I wish I saw it more. And like with Terraforming, you can get an additional counter on the Servant, basically fulfilling the Servant cost on its own, because you're going Terraforming Secret Village. With another skill you have 3, although you have to watch out in what order you do it, because if you don't have a spellcaster in the field you won't be able to activate your 2nd scale, so yeah, go from there. And then for the final 4 cards in the deck, it's 1 Upstart Goblin and 3 Pot of Desires. I am looking for ultimate rares. As soon as I get them they will be in the deck, so yeah, go from there, thumbs up. And that's actually the main deck already. It's 43 cards. It was actually running really smooth. I do suggest running this list for a little while just to see how it goes. For me it was like a bunkers list. It went well against all types of decks, so yeah. For the extra deck, of course playing the 1 Allies Vortex Dragon. I've also put the Starting Venom Fusion Dragon in the extra deck, just because of the fact that I didn't want to side extra deck cards. If my opponent doesn't know that I'm siding in, that they already have this in my extra deck, they might not see the Super Polymerization coming, so that was the basic idea behind that. For Synchros, just the Dawn Dragster and the Ignister. Even though we're not playing the Luster anymore, like Ignister is such a good card, you can't get around it. It's really good against Thunder and like everything around it. It's just non-targetable removal is so good. Also in the Pendulum Mirror Match, this card is a blowout. Just pop something of them and then bounce something else of them. It's like free -2 for them basically, so yeah. Only 1 Exceed in Abyss Dweller. You don't need more, I feel. If you need something else, bar the Abyss Dweller, I feel that like the rank 6 Norito might actually be the better option, because sometimes you're lacking in the attack power department during a grind game. So what you want is something that you can just overlay 2 chronographs and then make something with 2/5 or something. That could actually be a thing. I had it in YCS Ghent, where I just couldn't beat over Nightmare Unicorn because I could only Pendulum summon 2 and it were 2 level 6s. Didn't have a Jackal King, so stuff like that. But in general, like, only the 1 Abyss Dweller is fine as an Exceed. So yeah. That is, I think, 5 cards. Which means I am running 10 Link Monsters. Yeah, enjoy. 1 Heavy Metal Foes Electromite, of course, the the foundation of the deck. 1 Beat Cup from the Underworld. Card is way better than Lambda. Not only is it generic for all monsters, so you can actually use Dragon Pit during the Link summon for this, but you can also use a Nibiru token, just in case you need it. People are giving you tokens, so if you can make a Link and go for OTK that way, it's actually better than going into Lambda. And also, like, its second effect, I already said it in the previous video, but I made a couple of boards where I went like full combo, and then at the end I had some extra resources left. So I made this with 2 darks, and I actually used the effect to tribute itself and put a patrol counter on the Heretic Seal or on the Appaloosa, like one of the two, whichever I had at that point. Which makes sure that it can't die from like one battle. So they have to play around that as well, and then you can just blow them out with the effect of your Link monster or from your negates, which is actually a really good thing. So the beat cup has been way better. I've summoned it like, I think 8 or 9 times during the entire tournament, which was really good. Some generic removal in Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn. Nightmare Phoenix is actually also a part of a combo where you can go Appaloosa, and then underneath the Appaloosa you go LP and Nightmare Phoenix, just so in case your LP gets ogred, you still get the summon. So that's always a thing. So yeah, but in like these cards are just nuts. It's just free removal at some points, and you really need it. So yeah. The one of Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, as I said, it's needed for some combos. And apart from that, like if the only thing you can do is like summon 4 monsters before your Pendulum summon, you can just go into this as your 5th summon, have a huge negator in case of Nibiru, and it has 3 link markers. So then, if you then Pendulum summon, it's still a great Pendulum summon, and you'll end up with some really good negates. So yeah, Appaloosa is definitely a must, I feel, in Pendulum. And then for the Guard Dragon combo, 1 LP, 1 Agarpain, 1 Heretic Spheres. Oh my god, that name. The 1 Triple Burst, which was actually way better for me in Ghent than I thought it would be, because sometimes if they hand trap you, like this stays on the field. And then they have to clear it, because the next turn it'll just bring Electromite back. So yeah, they have to clear it. And then the final slot is the 1 Boral Sword Dragon. Actually a fairly good extra deck. It's been working out. The only difference that I had in Ghent was that I wasn't playing the Nightmare Unicorn. I was playing Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. Like in a combination with Nibiru, that's easy OTK often. But it never came up. I never summoned the Dark Rebellion, and I was actually kind of sad that I wasn't playing the Nightmare Unicorn afterwards, because it would have won me one of my games at day 2, like the first one. Which probably would have set me on an entirely different pace. I might have lost still in the next round then, but at least I would have gotten a little bit further. Yeah, further. But yeah, Nightmare Unicorn should definitely be in there, I feel. For the side deck, I was playing 2 Pancratops. Reason is I'm not playing Denko Sekka or Red Reboot anymore in the side. One, people do expect them, so they flip their floodgates up anyway on beforehand, which just makes them an easy target for the Pancratopses. But you want to be reactive instead of proactive in this metagame. There are a lot of decks that just, like, if you're proactive, like with Denko Sekka, you'll just get you'll get blown out, because people will flip their floodgates up and you won't have an answer. Things like Pancratops or Twin Twister, which I'm also siding, is actually a solution for that. And it's actually way better in that regard than having stuff like Denko Sekka. But yeah, 2 Pancratopses is enough, because we're playing a lot of sidecars and we wanted to have multiple things which can fulfill the same roles in kind of different ways. So yeah, double Pancratops seemed fine though. And then the next card might actually be a little bit controversial. I'll definitely have to explain that one. It's double Mist Valley Apex Avian. Now the idea behind the card that I'm citing it is, well, first of all, hand traps and Nibiru. If you draw this in your opening hand, but like you're citing this in when you're going first, you don't want to see it in multiples, so playing 2 is just fine. Like if you're playing 3 and you draw 2, you clog your hand, so you definitely don't want that. So I want to side 2. And you don't have a way to go into your Jackal, don't have Servant, or Servant gets Ash, stuff like that, and you're still afraid of the Nibiru. You can just Pendulum summon this alongside all the rest, and you're still safe from Nibiru. This thing can negate it without having the need for spell counters, which means that your Pendulum summon is safe. Not only that, like the natural synergy the card has with the deck, like we all know the times where you have Chronograph Sorcerer with this and a Mythical Beast, so you can just summon it out already from the start of the game. Negate hand traps that way. It's such a good card. Having it is definitely not bad. 3 super polymerizations. You need it for things like Orcust, the Thunder matchup. It's such an awesome card to have. Funny thing, even if you don't know what you're playing against and you have to pick a choice, like Super Poly is definitely not a bad pick, because even against Sky Striker, raise a Dark, so you can fuse it together with one of your own Darks and make Starving Venom for an OTK. So yeah, that's also a thing. Like Super Poly can actually be used against a lot of decks. As I said before, I am running the 2 Twin Twisters. Reactive is way better than proactive in that regard. You don't mind the discard. Like we're also playing like the 3 super polymerizations, so we're already banking on having a discard outlet. We can just as well do it against back row decks. So yeah. And then the blowout, like evenly matched. This card was so good on the YCS for me. I really think you should be playing it. Card is just bunkers, and it's a 1 card win condition against things like Altergeist and Subterror if they don't have the negate. So yeah. And then the final 3 cards is triple impermanence. We're in a format where people are putting up monster negates first because of Nibiru, hand traps, stuff like that. So the odds of them preparing for the impermanence are way less than actually preparing for anything else. So you can just hit something mid-combo, stop them completely, or like hit this on an Appaloosa and just make it miss out all its negates, and you'll have a way easier time comboing off next turn. So yeah, impermanence is actually way better than Nibiru for us, I feel, and it's definitely not a bad choice. In any regard, I do suggest that you guys, well, look at the deck from YCS Ghent. It's down in the description, as I said before. But definitely try the list out as I just explained it. It's just bonkers how it works. Like it combos off so smoothly. I feel it's really good. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video, and I'm seeing you guys in the next one. So yeah, ciao.